claiming his massive new deficit spending is an investment in the economy, but Canadians have heard this promise before. In fact, for 10 years under Justin Trudeau, who doubled the national debt, and the results were productivity flatlined, investment collapsed, and business competitiveness fell behind the U.S., which means lower wages and less opportunities for our workers. And now Canadians are hearing that same failed promise from this Prime Minister, who will add $300 billion of new debt over the next few years, Mr. Speaker. So why is the Prime Minister repeating a decade of failed Liberal spending promises? What are workers going to get out of it, Mr. Speaker? What is he promising them?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Labour.
Mr. Speaker, what we're promising is the largest infrastructure investment in Canadian history. This will create thousands of good jobs in the skilled trades, Mr. Speaker. Don't take my word for it. Iron Workers of Canada said, when Canada builds, Canadians work. LiUNA Western Canada said this budget will create thousands of great paying union jobs in Western Canada. The Union of Operating Engineers said this budget's a nation-building project represent an important opportunity for workers across Canada. And the Carpenters Regional Council said billions in infrastructure and housing investments have the potential to create tens of thousands of good-paying jobs. Mr. Speaker, why would the Conservatives vote against it?
The Honourable Member for Kildonan St. Paul.
Mr. Speaker, the Liberals keep insisting that more deficit spending will strengthen our economy, but the data says quite the opposite. Despite doubling the national debt and promising Canadians it was an investment, after 10 years, Canada ranks well below the average in the world's advanced economies in productivity and business research and development investment, which again means lower wages for our workers. And now the budget watchdog is warning that the budget abandons the fiscal anchors that we need to protect our long-term sustainability. So why are the Liberals weakening our fiscal anchors when a decade of their reckless spending failed to deliver any results for our Canadian workers?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Seniors.
They say they are fighting for youth, but they plan to vote against a national school food program. They say they are fighting for families, but they plan to vote against a middle income tax cut. They say they are fighting for workers, but they plan to vote against $75 million in apprenticeship funding. And they say they are fighting for our borders, but they plan to vote against a much-needed pay raise for our service members in our armed forces, including in my riding of Esquimalt at CFB Esquimalt. Canadians want to know who they are fighting for, because it certainly isn't them.